North American Talk Radio, not the monster corporate giants, and you will still save more on event tickets. That's natalkradio.com, then click Event Tickets on the menu. Get in the game.
Are you ready to place bets? Join MyBookie today and discover exciting opportunities. North American Talk Radio has partnered with the cutting-edge gambling platform to offer unique bets, several ways to play and win, and you can even use crypto to play. MyBookie offers a seamless platform for all your gambling needs, and MyBookie has you covered with a vast array of options. Explore their different markets and bet types. There's something for everyone. Discover MyBookie's special introductory offer by using North American Talk Radio's special promo code, which is 120Z Sports, all caps, no spaces, and you'll get a deposit bonus up to $1,000. MyBookie offers a thrilling experience, so sign up today and be sure to use the promo code 120Z Sports, all caps, no spaces, for huge cash bonuses. Get in the game and good luck.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Oh, it's that time again. Oh, Daddy's in. Oh, welcome in to Beck's Banter, Tuesday, August 12th. It's always a good time. We always have a good time. If you're listening on our website, natalkradio.com, or our simulcast on 12 Ounce Sports YouTube, you can comment, and I'll read the comments live on the air. If you're listening on radio.net, we appreciate it. We should be on Streama later this week, and tune in. We're aiming for around September, 1st of September. So, Beck's Banner, I'm live Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go up to the 8 o'clock hour. It's going to work out perfect during football season. Most games start at 8 Eastern. But yeah, we have a good time. We talk headlines. You can participate, as I said. You can comment right on our website under the radio player or on YouTube's chat function. Should be a good time. And pretty much read anything you write. So I guess I shouldn't say that, but it's the truth. I'll pretty much read anything you write. We're going to get right into it. Check out our website, natalkradio.com, to see our lineup. We're going to be adding shows, hopefully, in the near future. I talked yesterday about the Cincinnati Open is kicking off. And, it's 2 weeks long now. Usually isn't 2 weeks long. They've changed that process a little bit. But what I didn't know was coming is kicking children out of the stadium. Now, if you don't know, tennis, a lot like golf, especially when they're serving. But I know, the organizers don't like a lot of ruckus in between points or during the point. In between points, they make sound. Now, especially when they're serving. It's like hitting a golf ball. You need silence. But just like any other sporting event, you get some fans that, they don't want to comply. But we typically don't account for children. And children obviously don't always know these, keep quiet rules. Parents, if you've ever been a parent, I've been a parent. I mean, I still am, but she's an adult now. Sometimes it's rather difficult to get your kid to stop crying or making noise at the wrong moment. And this happened. Let's see if you can hear it. I got to turn the volume on here in just a second.
It's a child. Do you want me to send the child out of the stadium?
Now, hopefully you can hear that.
It's a child. Do you want me to send the child out of the stadium?
So, I'm not sure you heard it on the radio. You heard it on YouTube. But it looks like Sabalenka and Raducanu were upset that there was a child making excessive noise during play, and they had asked, they literally, you heard the ump say, "It's a child. Would you like me to escort them out of the stadium?" And I'm looking at my mixer in the radio studio. So if you didn't hear it listening on radio.net or the website, I apologize. It didn't register, but I think you probably heard it. YouTube, you did. The players are clearly saying, yeah, we want the child gone. Woo! Cutthroat, ladies, cutthroat. Now, obviously, this is a major. I think it's a major. And, they're taking the event very seriously, and they don't want disruptions. But still, I mean, even the ump was like, "This is a child. Are you sure you want me to kick them out of the stadium?" Hopefully that wasn't too loud. They had no remorse. Yes, we want them. If that was too loud, I apologize. I just couldn't believe it. And, what do you do in this instance? I don't know. Maybe take the kid. I mean, if you're the parent, you have to be more self-aware. Do you not? Like, if you're the parent, you have to realize, we can't have this in the middle of a tennis match. I don't know why they're allowing, take your kid outside to the concessions, get them an ice cream cone, get them to settle down. Then if they quiet down, you can bring them back in. Don't put the players in that position. Because I'm sure the players, and it was female players, they may be mothers. I don't think they're heartless towards kids, but they're like, come on. I mean, the parents aren't going to do anything about it. I guess we got to step in and say, yes, we want the kid removed. There's too much noise. What do you think? What say you? You can chime in again on the website or on YouTube. We do simulcast on the 12-Ounce Sports YouTube. Oh, boy, tennis. But, yeah, I don't know if you knew that, but tennis is much like golf. You can't make much of a ruckus, if at all any noise, while the players are in the middle of a point. Just like golf. Once their swing finishes, we hear it in golf all the time. There's always that one guy, mashed potato, or get in the hole. All kinds of things. You can have all kinds of fun at these events. All kinds of fun. But let the players finish the point first. That's all we ask. Let the player finish the point, and then we'll go from there. I'm wondering. I'm going to play this again. This is to the players. Yeah, you can hear that on the radio. Okay. And YouTube. Hopefully it's not too loud for you. Daddy needs his sound effects. That's just the way it's going to be. So we talked about last night, and I got a cool story, by the way, about Clemson. And it's a great idea. But we'll get into that here probably after the first break. What Clemson football is doing in their stadium. No, we're going to get to it before the first break, I think. But it's pretty cool. But I talked last night about the AP poll came out, college football, and at FF Buck CLE, so I guess at football, it's probably fantasy football, Buckeye, Cleveland. I don't know. It might be an Ohio person. Who knows these things? I don't know. They have 12,000 followers. Good for them. Yeah, in their bio, they got firefighter. That's what it stands for. There you go. The FF's for firefighter. They're a Buckeyes fan, and they're a Cleveland fan. There you go. That makes sense. But they posted something cool. Number of consecutive seasons appearing in the preseason AP poll. Now, that's consecutive, not total, not at a certain position. Just consecutive seasons in the AP poll. Can you guess number one? I mean, you may not want to chime in, but that's okay. You're allowed to chime in if you're listening. But most consecutive seasons appearing in the AP poll. Number one was Ohio State. 58 straight seasons in the preseason AP poll from 1968 to 2025. And 68, I believe, is when they had Archie Griffin. Oh, the Georgia Bulldogs, 29 in second place, 1997 to 2025. Which, you young folks, I'm going to be 52 here in 3 months. You know, in the 80s and early 90s, Georgia wasn't near what they are now. Now, they've had some great success. You know, if you're in your 20s, maybe even early 30s, you've enjoyed a lot of great years with Georgia. But it wasn't always like that. Right behind Georgia is Oregon at 28, 1998 to 2025. Right behind them, Oklahoma, 27 seasons consecutive, not total, again, consecutive seasons in the preseason AP poll. Oklahoma's at 27, 1999 to 2025. Alabama, 19, which seemed low. I may need some fact checkers out there. Alabama at 19 straight years in the preseason AP poll seems low. But I could be wrong. I know they had some starvation years, whatever you want to call them. And then they just did the top 6 for some reason. Clemson, 15. I'm sure there's sorry, I bumped my mic. I'm sure there's a bunch, maybe at less than 10, but Clemson's 15, 2011 to 2025. Of course, some guy named Coach Big Dog Tank said, now do since 2021. Well, that kind of the opposite of what they were doing there. It's consecutive years appearing in the AP poll. We weren't going by a specific year. So I think he kind of missed the point there. Yeah, I thought that was cool. Of course, Texas is number 1. We talked about it last night. Penn State 2, Ohio State 3. And a lot of people were upset. I'm going to give a shout out to my old buddy Glenn Kaplan. He wrote an article on the outfit there. He writes articles and was pointing out some Twitter comments about the AP top 25 poll, if I could talk. And they made some good points. The pollsters kind of missed out on an opportunity. To have an week 1, number 1 versus number 2. So I don't know how you botch that, but they did. Oh well. All I care about right now is it's almost football season. It's almost football season. I don't want to go into what Clemson football is doing yet. I want to do it after the break. I did see this on Twitter, around the wacky world of Twitter. And Tuesday nights, we're usually going to do standings. I'm going to get into Major League Baseball standings, WNBA standings, and MLS standings, because we are getting close to the playoffs with those leagues. Let's go around the wacky world of Twitter. Do you see this? This was from an hour ago. I think it's from tonight's game. The Guardians maintenance workers trying to corral a squirrel that's running loose in the luxury suites before the game. And they weren't doing a very good job of it. So people paid some big money to be in those suites, and they're dodging a squirrel. They're okay. They're okay. They'll be okay. They're going to be fine. You're going to be fine, too. We're going to be right back. Beck's Banner live. It's Tuesday, August 12th. North American Talk Radio, The Natter. We'll be right back.
BetUS and North American Talk Radio have partnered to bring you the preferred betting platform in the United States, and you will get a deposit bonus of up to 150% if you use promo code 120Z. Take it from me, I'm a cowboy and a gambler. I wrangle my bets on BetUS, and I use the promo code 120Z to get free money. Yee-haw! That's BetUS and promo code 120Z. Now giddy up.
Want tickets for less while helping a small grassroots radio network? You've come to the right place. Skip on over to natalkradio.com and click Event Tickets on the menu. Here you will find the best seats at the best prices for sporting events, concerts, theater, and more. Buy from North American Talk Radio, not the monster corporate giants, and you will still save more on event tickets. That's natalkradio.com, then click Event Tickets on the menu. Get in the game.
Are you ready to place bets? Join MyBookie today and discover exciting opportunities. North American Talk Radio has partnered with the cutting-edge gambling platform to offer unique bets, several ways to play and win, and you can even use crypto to play. MyBookie offers a seamless platform for all your gambling needs, and MyBookie has you covered with a vast array of options. Explore their different markets and bet types. There's something for everyone. Discover MyBookie's special introductory offer by using North American Talk Radio's special promo code, which is 120Z Sports, all caps, no spaces, and you'll get a deposit bonus up to $1,000. MyBookie offers a thrilling experience, so sign up today and be sure to use the promo code 120Z Sports, all caps, no spaces, for huge cash bonuses. Get in the game and good luck.
Welcome back in to Beck's Banner live on North American Talk Radio. We're having a good time tonight. All right, let's get back into it. We got all kinds of things to talk about, as I mentioned in the past. I swear, I have a pretty good mixer, but I didn't touch any settings, and I feel like I'm constantly fidgeting tonight. I don't know what's changed since last night. I really don't, but it's annoying. Hopefully I sound okay on your end. Again, if you're listening to the show, Beck's Banner, Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on natalkradio.com. You can comment there under the radio player. Or if you're listening on the 12 Ounce Sports simulcast on YouTube, you can comment there as well. If you're listening on radio.net, we appreciate it. Keep tuning in. We have daily shows and a lot of new cool content coming up. And the radio.net app works really well in your car, and it's also available on Apple TV. And hopefully sometime this week, I'm holding on hope that we'll be on Streama or Simple Radio, same thing. Depends on if you're using a browser, it's Streama. If you're using an app, it's Simple Radio. And then in September, we'll be on TuneIn Radio. So very exciting things. I mentioned Clemson football before the break. Oh, Clemson football. Clemson football. I have to give them kudos. They are doing something really, really, really cool. Pretty good. They are deciding that they are, in conjunction with alcohol sales at Memorial Stadium, they're introducing a designated driver program where fans can register as a designated driver, and they can get free non-alcoholic drinks, soda, water, etc., at kiosk. And there's a picture on Twitter that you can find it if you look up at Chapel Fowler, CHAPELFOWLER on X. At Chapel Fowler has a picture of it. You just walk up to the kiosk, you register. Now, I don't know how they're going to police that. I did see a funny comment underneath it. University of Georgia needs a few of these on their sidelines. Oof. Brutal. I tell you, it's a rough one. It's a rough one. I was going to play, there you go. There you go, the evil laugh. Hopefully you heard that on radio.net. I don't like the mixer in the radio studio, virtual studio, and I'm not using the external studio. And I apologize for batting around my microphone. Like I said, I didn't change my settings from last night. It's really weird. It's really weird that I don't feel comfortable. But yeah, Clemson is letting people register as designated drivers, and then they get free non-alcoholic drinks the entire game. This is, I hate to throw around the term brilliant. There's much more ingenious things out there that you could create or come up with, but this is amazing to me. And I think whoever came up with this is a good person, good Samaritan. I love it. I love that they're doing this. I'm reading a text. Oh, yeah. Okay. You get people helping you out with these things. I went through this at 12 Ounce Sports. Whatever. People say things. And then when you call them out, they're like, I'll do it for tomorrow instead of today. Whatever. Good for Clemson. And I think if stadiums are going to serve beer, this would actually come in real handy at NFL games. If you notice in NFL games, a lot of drunks. Usually leads to a lot of fights, too. A lot of fights. So I love this idea. And I think if you're going to serve alcohol, offer up this service. Now, I don't know, if you register as a designated driver, is it like Uber? Are you limited to a traveling area, or is it just for the people you came with? I need to get some specifics into that. But I do love the idea. And again, whoever came up with it is a good person. They're not only looking out for the drunks at the game, but they're also looking out for the traveling public. And this idea may just, prevent a death. So there you go. Good for you. I wish we knew who came up with it. Folks, does ESPN hate the Big Ten? Do they hate the Big Ten? That's all the rage on X today, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Do they hate them? Look, I'm a Big Ten guy. I'm quite sick. I'm quite sick and tired of this conversation. I don't think ESPN hates the Big Ten. I think ESPN is in bed with the SEC. So they have to, as they say, put some shine on them. They got to put a little shine on the SEC. They're hurting right now. They're licking their wounds. The Big Ten's won the last 2 titles. Okay, but John J.R. Rhodes on X at JRS_rankings tweets out, I don't know if that's still what it's called, the amount of hate ESPN has the Big Ten has to be studied someday. He had a little grammar error there. A little grammatical error, if you will. ESPN, reporting on Big Ten teams and their little team capsules of the top 25, this guy summarizes, paraphrases, it's not even close to what they said, but this is his interpretation. Wow, there's no way they can repeat their win total. Never happened before. I'll give them that. It was kind of like that, like Illinois. Illinois has never won 10 games in consecutive seasons. Okay, it's a fact. Then he says ESPN on SEC teams. Oh my God, look at the returning production. But even if it isn't good, they'll be just as good. A little bit of truth there. A little bit of truth. Does ESPN do that? Yes. But the comment in question that I'm questioning is, does ESPN hate the Big Ten? And I think that's where this guy's wrong. I don't think ESPN hates the Big Ten. ESPN's in the business of sports. They need the Big Ten. Right? The Big Ten doesn't need them, but they need the Big Ten. They're a sports network. They need highlights to show. They need things to talk about. Okay, so no, I don't think they hate the Big Ten. And you have 2 Big Ten teams in the top 25, which is Illinois and Indiana, that had seasons last year that nobody expected, really, outside those clubs. And they just pointed out that these teams have never gone back-to-back seasons that successful. That's all they did is point it out. Now, he compared ESPN's synopsis of Illinois and Indiana versus Ole Miss and Tennessee. So I take the argument further against what he's saying as a Big Ten guy. No, ESPN does not hate the Big Ten. They're comparing Illinois and Indiana against two, I think we can all agree, much better football programs overall, historically, long term, in Ole Miss and Tennessee, whether you like it or not, whether you're a Big Ten person and hate to hear that. So I think it really comes down to there's a little bit of truth in all four synopses of these teams, preseason capsules, whatever you want to call them. There's a little bit of truth to all of it, and ESPN put their spin on it, keeping their business partners in mind, right? Because they brought up the percentage of returners for both Ole Miss and Tennessee. They didn't mention it for Indiana and Illinois. Let's see if I got a, daddy's eyesight. They didn't talk about historical runs from Ole Miss or Tennessee. Like they didn't say, Tennessee's never made a playoff 2 years in a row or never won 10 games 2 years in a row, which I'm sure they have. Maybe they haven't. But they did for Illinois, Indiana, and they didn't point out the percentage of starters coming back for Illinois and Indiana. But I think this is preseason stuff that we always get into where we split hairs. This is preseason stuff where we need something to talk about. So we manufacture maybe a little bit of controversy that's not really there. And I think that's all it is. And again, there's a hint of business partner built into this is really what's going on. So no, I don't think ESPN hates the Big Ten. That's my argument. You can agree, disagree. It's all your prerogative, right? It's your prerogative. Do you see Aaron Rodgers criticize the new helmet? He says it looks like a damn spaceship. I don't know if he's on ayahuasca. I mean, you can see whatever you want to see. You can look at a painting. 10 people could look at a painting, an abstract painting, and see something different. Aaron Rodgers sees a spaceship. What it really is ripples, increases, and airflow that I think over time they found, through science that it's safer. But Aaron Rodgers thinks it looks like a damn spaceship. I don't know. Aaron, why are you so worried about what the helmet looks like anyway? Now, again, preseason stuff, we need things to talk about. He's wearing the Shutt Air XP Pro Q11 LTD. That's what he wore last year. I'm sorry. Now he's practicing in the Shutt Air XP Pro VTD2 with a custom F7 face mask. I don't know if you get into these things. It reminds me of friends that golf. What clubs do you have? I don't know. Roscoe's Discount Clubs. Let's play golf. Just get into the equipment super, super serious. Maybe it helps. I don't know. But Rodgers was interviewed. Again, this is preseason stuff. We need things to talk about. But he said, I don't like it. I'm trying to change. We're in the process still. It looks like a damn spaceship out there. Okay. He says, we got to change it. The face mask doesn't fit the helmet because it's an old face mask. Obviously, just like I'm old, but we're trying to find the right helmet right now. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Again, we're just trying to look at we're looking for things to talk about. That's all this is. That's all this is. All right. I think we're going to take another break halfway through. I thought I saw another headline that I could brush over quickly before we went to break, but I think we're just going to, there we go. Chris Paul. Judge Toss's convictions in 2002 killing of Chris Paul's grandfather. Not sure why they tossed. The North Carolina trial judge has thrown out the convictions of 4 men in the 2002 death of basketball star Chris Paul's grandfather. Now state attorneys are considering their next moves, including an appeal. Nathaniel Arnold Cawthon, Rayshon Denard Banner, Christopher Levon Bryant, and Jamal Matthew Tolliver were found guilty in trials in 2004 and 2005 for the killing of Nathaniel Jones. The 4 were all 14 or 15 years old. Oh, man. When they and another teen were arrested. That's terrible. Jones, 61, died from a heart attack outside his Winston-Salem home after being tied up, beaten, and robbed. Oh. Ridiculous. A 3-judge panel previously had denied the defendant's innocence claims after testimony in a 2022 hearing. I mean, this is a long article. They threw out the case, though. So, Chris Paul's got to relive this all over again. That was his grandfather. That's sad. We'll try to bring up the mood here in the next segment. Taking a break. The Halfway Point, Beck's Banner, live on North American Talk Radio. Wherever you're listening, we appreciate if you do want to participate and chime in with a comment, feel free on our website, natalkradio.com. Right under the radio player is a chat box, or we simulcast on 12 Ounce Sports YouTube at 12OZ Sports on YouTube. We'll be right back. Beck's Banner, live Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to place bets? Join MyBookie today and discover exciting opportunities. North American Talk Radio has partnered with the cutting-edge gambling platform to offer unique bets, several ways to play and win, and you can even use crypto to play. MyBookie offers a seamless platform for all your gambling needs, and MyBookie has you covered with a vast array of options. Explore their different markets and bet types. There's something for everyone. Discover MyBookie's special introductory offer by using North American Talk Radio's special promo code, which is 120Z Sports, all caps, no spaces, and you'll get a deposit bonus up to $1,000. MyBookie offers a thrilling experience, so sign up today and be sure to use the promo code 120Z Sports, all caps, no spaces, for huge cash bonuses. Get in the game and good luck.
Want tickets for less while helping a small grassroots radio network? You've come to the right place. Skip on over to natalkradio.com and click Event Tickets on the menu. Here you will find the best seats at the best prices for sporting events, concerts, theater, and more. Buy from North American Talk Radio, not the monster corporate giants, and you will still save more on event tickets. That's natalkradio.com, then click Event Tickets on the menu. Get in the game.
BetUS and North American Talk Radio have partnered to bring you the preferred betting platform in the United States, and you will get a deposit bonus of up to 150% if you use promo code 120Z. Take it from me, I'm a cowboy and a gambler. I wrangle my bets on BetUS, and I use the promo code 120Z to get free money. Yee-haw! That's BetUS and promo code 120Z. Now giddy up.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Hello. Oh, yeah. Beck's Banner, live on North American Talk Radio. The Natter coming at you Tuesday, August 12th, 7 to 8, Monday through Thursday. Let's have a good time. And we're on the second half of this game here, folks. In the second half, not on the second half. Appreciate the listeners. Radio.net works great in the car. It's a phone app Works great on Apple TV. We're going to be on Streama/Simple Radio, I believe, this week. Waiting for our rep over there to get back to us. They just had to finalize a few things. And TuneIn Radio coming here probably in about 3 weeks. So very excited. And then, of course, we simulcast on 12 Out Sports YouTube with the little graphic there with all the places you can comment and listen. So, yeah, we appreciate that. Appreciate you listening. I want to get into this news about the former Washington State and current Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer. He's in the middle of a huge, everybody's talking about it, college football betting scandal. Now, how did this come to light, you ask? Pretty crazy story. Some random fan, just, I guess bored, maybe at work, maybe doesn't have a job, I don't know. Sitting at work, something to do, decides, I'm going to leaf through John Mateer's Venmo transactions from 3 years ago. Now, I have my Venmo transactions on private, but you can leave them on public. I don't know why you would want to. It's really weird. But people leave them on public, and then, anybody on your friends list, you can see who they paid. You can see their note, why they paid them. It's really strange that you would leave it on public. I don't know the theory of that. Maybe people, it's just for fun stuff, so they don't care if other people see it. It's just weird. But this fan found that John Mateer, the Washington State transfer to Oklahoma, who's a highly talented quarterback too, had paid a teammate and put the note in several transactions, not just one, but several transactions labeled as sports gambling. Well, that's illegal. Okay. That is illegal. So before we get into that part, let's tell you who he is. John Mateer was one of the top overall transfers of the offseason after a breakout season at Washington State. He's from Little Elm, Texas, so he gets closer to home. He threw for 3,139 yards, rushed for 826 yards, and had a combined 44 total touchdowns. Pretty lofty stats at Washington State. And, of course, for some reason, no guess why Oklahoma went after him. He was rated the number 6 overall transfer and number 3 quarterback in the portal. And he was courted by a lot of programs. And now he's going to the SEC. But it sounds like, and the Sooners need him, by the way. They were 119th nationally in passing offense. The only teams they beat out last year in the Power 4 in passing offense were Iowa, who almost hates to throw, Michigan, who really struggled in the passing game last year, and Houston, who really doesn't have a quarterback yet. They need to find one. So Oklahoma really needs this guy. And some random fan decided he's going to shuffle through his Venmo transactions and saw that he paid a teammate several times 3 years ago and labeled it sports gambling. I'm going to get into that part here in a minute. But NCAA athletes are prohibited from gambling on any sports that the NCAA sponsors at any level, even professionals, which does seem weird. If you're in college gambling on pro sports, I don't know why that's illegal. Definitely see why gambling on college is illegal. Now, the NCAA did adjust its guidelines in 2023 after a wave of eligibility cases that involved Iowa and Iowa State players. So then now the new guideline says gambling on your own team will result in permanent eligibility loss. However, gambling on other teams in your own sport, like what Mateer was allegedly doing, would lead to a loss of 50% of a season or 6 games. There are lesser punishments for gambling at different levels, say the professional level or D3, and there have been chatter that the NCAA is going to allow players to gamble on professional sports in the future. which that was my initial thought. Why can't they? I mean, if they have the money with NIL, some of these kids have more money than us adults at this point. You know, you'd hate to see them, start a gambling habit and run out all the money, but we're all responsible for our personal choices. My question, not only, let's just suppose he was gambling, because I'm not going to make accusations, but let's just suppose he was. Why wouldn't you at least make your Venmo transactions private? That's mistake number one. Well, if he was gambling, he should know the rules. I played Division III football. They broke down the rules for us. Like, here's what you can't do. This is going to be an infraction. Don't do this. So I would think he knew what the rules were, right? So that's actually technically, if he did gamble, that's mistake one. Mistake two, making your Venmo transactions public. And then I'd say that's kind of a two-part mistake too. Like, use cash, bro. Cash is king. It's off the record, right? Now, Mateer, hope I got his name right. Mateer, yeah, I'm sorry. I was hoping I got it right. Now, he has come out and said, no. This was a joke. And you know what? Some people do that. Some people joke like that. Not to be too crass, but my buddy owed me money for concert tickets. He didn't know my transactions were private, though. His are public. But he didn't know mine were private. And he knows I've paid my boss for rounds of golf and things like that. You know, if the boss covered it to get the tee time and I had to pay him back. So he thought my boss would see it. He paid me back for the concert. And in the note, he said butt plugs. Okay. So people do joke around with the Venmo transaction purpose. So that's a possibility. It's possible that's what happened. But he's claiming, no. Here are some of his quotes. He quickly, took to social media, went to a press conference and said, the allegations that I once participated in sports gambling are false. My previous Venmo descriptions did not accurately portray the transactions in question, but were instead inside jokes between me and my friends. I have never bet on sports. I understand the seriousness of the matter, but recognize that, taken out of context, those Venmo descriptions suggest otherwise. I can assure my teammates, coaches, and officials at the NCAA that I have not engaged in any sports gambling. So you can see the screenshots of it, too. I mean, the one, November 20th, 2022, John Mateer paid Richard Roten, and the note says sports gambling, UCLA versus USC. So if you do a quick search, UCLA versus USC 2022 football, the game was played on November 19th, 2022. The next day, John Mateer paid Richard Roten on Venmo and said it was for that game. That's going to be a hard one to explain, right? Now, he could say, we were watching the game last night. That's what made me make it just looks a little fishy. It just looks a little fishy. And, of course, he's not going to – there's no way if he gambled. I don't even know how the NCAA is going to prove it unless they get this teammate of his, Richard Roten, to admit to the crime or infraction, not really a crime. So I don't know how the NCAA proves it, but, man, it looks fishy. UCLA, USC played the night before. The next day on Venmo, he pays this guy, says sports gambling, and parentheses says UCLA versus USC. It was a good game, too, by the way. It looked like, I think I already closed the tab. I think USC won like 48-45. But it looks fishy. And if it's true, boy, he's kicking himself. Oklahoma's kicking themselves. I think they thought they had their answer at quarterback for the season. And if it is true, according to the rules, he's going to miss half the season, which means it's going to put them deep in, somewhat deep, 3 games into the SEC schedule. So some bad news there for Oklahoma, because I don't think that looks good. I don't know how you explain that one away. The very next day after the game, with that game's name in the parentheses as the reason you paid, I mean, I don't know how you explain that one away. And Oklahoma could be, once again, out of a quarterback. Who knows? We're out of time for this segment. We're going to come back. We're going to do some Major League Baseball talk with the standings, MLS soccer talk, WNBA standings. It's almost playoff time for some of these leagues. Well, it's getting down to crunch time at least, right? We're at least in crunch time for a lot of good sports. So we're going to get down to that when we come back. Daddy's got one more segment over there, so you stick around. I'll be right back. I am back. This is Beck's Banner live on North American Talk Radio. Appreciate you listening. Give me 3, and I'll be back.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
BetUS and North American Talk Radio have partnered to bring you the preferred betting platform in the United States, and you will get a deposit bonus of up to 150% if you use promo code 120Z. Take it from me, I'm a cowboy and a gambler. I wrangle my bets on BetUS, and I use the promo code 120Z to get free money. Yee-haw! That's BetUS and promo code 120Z. Now giddy up.
Want tickets for less while helping a small grassroots radio network? You've come to the right place. Skip on over to natalkradio.com and click Event Tickets on the menu. Here you will find the best seats at the best prices for sporting events, concerts, theater, and more. Buy from North American Talk Radio, not the monster corporate giants, and you will still save more on event tickets. That's natalkradio.com, then click Event Tickets on the menu. Get in the game.
Are you ready to place bets? Join MyBookie today and discover exciting opportunities. North American Talk Radio has partnered with the cutting-edge gambling platform to offer unique bets, several ways to play and win, and you can even use crypto to play. MyBookie offers a seamless platform for all your gambling needs, and MyBookie has you covered with a vast array of options. Explore their different markets and bet types. There's something for everyone. Discover MyBookie's special introductory offer by using North American Talk Radio's special promo code, which is 120Z Sports, all caps, no spaces, and you'll get a deposit bonus up to $1,000. MyBookie offers a thrilling experience, so sign up today and be sure to use the promo code 120Z Sports, all caps, no spaces, for huge cash bonuses. Get in the game and good luck.
Welcome back. Tuesday night. Tomorrow's hump day. All right, let's cut the music. We got the last segment we got to get to. You're listening to Beck's Banner live on North American Talk Radio, Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go a full hour up until 8 o'clock when most of the sporting world wakes up from their daytime slumber, except for baseball. They play at all times of the day. All times of the day. So let's get into some baseball scores. We're getting close to September. Old September. A lot of action today. A lot of action. So let's get into it. We're in the bottom of the fifth. The Reds lead the Phillies 3-0. Actually, it looks like I can't see the picture for the Reds. I'm not going to open up each game, but looks like the Reds are pitching a one-hitter against the Phillies. Sorry about my mic hitting my mouth there, hitting my mouth hole. Middle of fifth, Orioles losing to Mariners 1-0 in a pitcher's duel there. My Guardians, bottom of the fourth, lead the Marlins 3-0. We're going to get into the standings. The Guardians are charging in on the Tigers. Exciting times in Cleveland. Top of three, the Cubs are losing to the Blue Jays 1-0. Top of three, the Mets lead the Braves 3-1. Bottom of second, the Yankees lead the Twins 4-1. Yankees 7 games over 500. You know, they struggled in the middle of the season there. Bottom of first, we just kicked off. Got football on the mind. Nationals and Royals, two teams that are pretty much eliminated from the playoffs, just playing for them salaries now. Pirates and Brewers in the bottom of the first. Brewers have already scored a run. Brewers, one of the, if not the hottest team in baseball right now at 74-44. 2 games warming up, getting ready to start. The Rangers D-backs and the Red Sox Astros, which we get to the standings here in a minute. You'll see the Red Sox Astros is a big series here. Delayed start in Chicago between the Tigers and the White Sox. A little rain delay. And also with the Rockies at St. Louis. So we got some rain there. Night games, 9:38 Eastern time. Angels will host the Dodgers. Dodgers 68-51. And 9:45 Eastern, the Giants will host the Padres. And then the nightcap, I'll be in bed. 10:05 Eastern time, the Oakland Athletics host the Tampa Bay Rays. So let's get into the standings. We said the Red Sox and Astros had a big one there. Now, Astros lead their division, the AL West, by only 1 game over the Mariners. So a big one there, and the Mariners were down. Red Sox are 4.5 out of the East behind the Blue Jays, but they're up 1.5 in the wild card. And teams like the Guardians, we'll get to the wild card standings here in a minute, but AL East is led by the Blue Jays, as I mentioned. They're 6-4 in their last 10, but the Red Sox have matched them at 6-4, although the Red Sox are on a 3-game losing streak. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then the Yankees are 6 back. And again, we'll get to the wild card standings here in a minute. Rays and Orioles, the Rays are only 5.5 out of the wild card, but I wouldn't expect much there. Getting into the Central, the Tigers lead the Guardians by 6.5. Of course, that was double digits about a month ago. Guardians 8-2 in their last 10, but they're on a 1-game losing streak, whereas the Tigers are 5-5 in their last 10, but they've got a 2-game winning streak. So maybe they're turning it back around. Again, the Guardians are 1 out of the wild card. Royals not too far behind in the wild card. Then we get into the West. The Houston Astros lead the Mariners by 1. The Rangers by 6.5. Angels and A's playing for pride. Getting into the National League East, the Phillies lead the Mets by 6 and the Marlins by 12. Braves and Nationals, season's pretty much over. The hottest team in baseball, I said, is the Milwaukee Brewers. Brace yourselves, folks. The Brewers are 10-0 and on a 10-game win streak. They have the best record in baseball at 74-44. They have a plus 138 run differential. Okay? And they're 40-20 at home. That's pretty impressive stats. To put it in perspective, the Cubs have a 4.5-game lead in the wild card standings, but they're 6.5 back from the Brewers. I mean, Milwaukee is red hot. The Central is tough. They have 4 of the 5 teams are either in the playoffs as of today or in a serious hunt, because the Cubs are firmly in the wild card. The Reds and Cardinals are not far out of the wild card. So keep an eye on the NL Central. Who would have thunk it before the season? NL West, of course, the Dodgers lead, but not by much. Only a game over the Padres. Padres 3.5 up in the wild card. And not too far behind in the wild card is the Giants, but they're slipping. 3-game losing streak, 5-5 in their last 10. So I don't expect much there unless they catch some serious heat. Let's look at the wild card standings. We're down to about 6 minutes, 5.5. We'll get to it. Again, the division leaders, Jays, Tigers, Stros, but in the wild card currently, the Mariners, Red Sox, Yankees. Not too far behind the Guardians, a game back from the Yankees. The Rangers 2.5 back from the Yankees. The Royals 4 games back from the Yankees. And the Rays 5.5. Now, the Angels are only 6 back too. But, we're getting down. We're 120, about 120 games. So we got about 42 games. I mean, you can carve into that a little bit, but you're going to have to go on a Brewers streak. And I didn't note this, but the Mariners are 9-1 in their last 10 and a 7-game win streak. So there you go. National League, the leaders, Brewers, Phillies, Dodgers. In the wild card right now, Cubs, Padres, Mets. But the Mets only hold a 2-game lead over the Reds and a 3-game lead over the Cardinals, 4.5 over the Giants. So it's anybody's game in the wild card in both divisions. Good stuff there from baseball. It's going to be a great chase. It's going to be a fun chase. A real fun chase. I just wanted to point something out about college football, too, because we did the top 25 poll. And we were talking about last night how many SEC teams are in the top 10, how many Big Ten teams. I think it was 4 SEC in the top 10, 3 Big Ten in the top 10. College Football Kings had posted today the SEC had 9 teams ranked in the preseason poll last year, and 7 of them finished lower than their preseason ranking. 77% were overrated. I don't know if that's an opinion. Well, I guess based on the numbers. Yeah, I mean, people are kind of against the preseason polls. They're often wrong. But they had Georgia at number 1, ended up 6. Texas, number 4, ended up 4. Tennessee was 15, ended up 9. Those are the 2 that moved up. Alabama, preseason 5, ended up 17. Ole Miss 6, ended up 11. Missouri, which was they were 10-3, but they dropped 11 to 22nd in the nation. LSU was preseason 13, was out of the poll. Oklahoma preseason 16, out of the poll and a losing record. And Texas A&M was 20th and out of the poll at 8-5. Let's get over, because we're running down on time. I want to do MLS standings because that's good action there, and we have a tight race in the playoff chase. First of all, the top of the table, Philadelphia, Cincinnati, Nashville, Orlando, in that order. And I'm going to have to rush through this. The next 3, Columbus, Miami, Charlotte, and then the wild cards, New York City. I think that's what that is. Anyway, New York City, Chicago, rounds up. They have a line there, the playoff line, so there must be a play-in game for 8 seed. So Chicago and New York City right now would be battling for that. That was kind of confusing on their standings, but maybe I just misread it. In the WNBA, the Minnesota Lynx continues to dominate. They're 17-2 in conference, 27-5 overall. New York Liberty in second, tied with the Atlanta Dream. The Phoenix Mercury in fourth at 19-12. Indiana Fever is surging a bit, 6-4 in their last 10, 1-1 in a row. They're 18-14, and that was without Caitlin Clark for several of those. So there you have it. I got about 1:40 to go, so we're going to move on. Down at the bottom, oh my goodness, Connecticut Suns 5-26. I hope they get some good draft picks there. That's going to do it. Beck's Banner, I made it. I appreciate the listeners. Again, we're live on North American Talk Radio. You can find us at natalkradio.com. We're on radio.net. We'll be on Streama/Simple Radio this week. TuneIn Radio coming in September. And we simulcast on the 12 Ounce Sports YouTube. We appreciate 12 Ounce Sports for allowing us to do that. And we appreciate you for listening. Again, this show's brought to you by our ticket partner. If you navigate over to NA Talk Radio and click on the event tickets tab, you're going to get seats for less. You're going to be happy. You're going to be at the game. You're going to have a good time. I had a good time. For Tuesday night, Beck's Banner. Thank you for listening. I'll be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time sharp. Until then, enjoy your evening. Stay safe. And enjoy all that action. It's almost playoff time for a lot of leagues. I'll be back tomorrow. Peace.